Hi, I'm Katrina, your Pilates teacher at KN Pilates. Welcome to Get Started with Pilates, your 31-day journey towards a daily Pilates practice. Today is day 19, so let's begin. Starting in supine again, have your feet hip width and parallel, the knees hip width, and your hands on your rib-hip connection for your pelvic tilts. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to imprint. Breathe in to arch away. So here, as you imprint the lower back, keep the feet quite relaxed. Sometimes the feet want to push down and then we half lift the pelvis. Try not to do that. So the hips are quite relaxed, the feet are relaxed, and then we just allow the pelvis to tilt gently. Yeah. Okay, so we're just getting into a little bit more detail, bit by bit. Yeah. One more of these. Breathe in. And out. And then find your neutral rib-hip connection. Yeah, your neutral spine and pelvis. And we go into our arm circles. Breathe in. And out. 3 one way round. And then 3 the other way round. Third one here. And then change direction. And again, just observe how your shoulders feel today. One more here. And then relax the arms by your sides. So we'll go into oblique curls. And again, you might have done something similar before, and I just would like you to note a few tiny details, how we might do them slightly differently. So you have your hands behind your head. And then the elbows are not pushed out, that wouldn't be neutral, just where they naturally want to point out towards, but not here. Yeah. And we try to keep that positioning of the arms. We then breathe in to prepare, and we breathe out and we rotate the spine. Yeah. So it's not coming up, trying to get to that knee. You're trying to bring your lower rib towards the opposite hip. Yeah, that's sort of the direction you want to go. That's what you're trying to create. So you breathe in, breathe out, rotate. Breathe in to lower down, relax, and then breathe out. Now you might notice that the pelvis wants to push, the back wants to push down, the pelvis pushes and tilts, and we're trying to get higher up. We really want to avoid that, so we want to keep the hip flexors quite relaxed. And maybe focus more about rolling over that shoulder blade that you're leaning on here. Yeah, at least in the beginning, just to get us an idea of this. It's so difficult to learn something in a slightly different way than we might be used to doing things. Yeah. So you want to draw the navel in as you rotate. And you can do this with your fingertips by your temples, just to make sure it's not your arms. So you don't want the arms pulling you forwards. Yeah. It's the abdominals that are doing the work. Abdominals, abdominals. Good. Last 2. Excellent. Good. We then go into our spine curls. So for this, take the cushion away from under your head. Have the feet a bit closer to the hips. And then breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to imprint and roll up. Find your neutral. Breathe into the ribs. Breathe out to roll back down. Keep the feet in contact with the floor. Send the knees forwards. So if you find the knees play out, it's the inner thighs that have to switch on a little bit more there. Yeah. Good. So if you know that you're finding your neutral spine and pelvis in bridge, you can relax the arms by your sides. Or if you want to make your core muscles work a little bit more, you can reach the fingertips up, relax the shoulders down, and then work from here. So this just takes a little bit more balancing. You know, that's where your core muscles switched on to help stabilize. One more of these. Breathe in and out. Fabulous. Stay here. Place the hands onto the hips, not to prop yourself up, but just for feedback, so there's no movement for our either the heel lifts or the knee floats. We did both. So you always want to push one foot down to allow the other leg to move more freely. So you either do these, the heel lifts, breathe out to lift, in to lower. Keeping the navel in, breathe into the ribs. Or you go into the knee floats where you lift away from the floor. Yeah. Make these really small, especially in the beginning. And focus on finding the same footprint. Push one foot down. So really important here as well, what just happens is if the knee drops out to the side, obviously that's not going to keep us stable. Yeah. So you really have to focus on keeping that knee pointing forwards and not drop out to the side. Make sure not to stick the ribs out. Yeah, sometimes when we get a bit tired, we forget about some of the setup we already know. So stay on your shoulder blades. Have the chest quite heavy. Last few. And as always, you can come out of this if you need to at any time. One more. Good. Then breathe in, reach back. Nice big breath. Breathe out, roll down. Either hug the knees in if you want to, or extend the legs as well. Have a nice long stretch. Good. We then come into our toe taps. And for this we come into tabletop. Yeah. So you could have your cushion back under your head for this. Good. And then lift one knee, then the other. Draw that navel in on that second leg. And then we're here. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to lower, draw the navel in. Breathe into the ribs to return. Breathe out to lower. Good. Yeah, so remember to draw the navel in a tiny bit more and then a tiny bit less. Yeah, that's our centering. And we only use that as much as we need to, as little as we can. Yeah. And again, this might be quite familiar by now. Yeah. And we will work on progressions to make this a little bit more challenging or more interesting, I would like to call it. Yeah, just for now, really focus on what you know already. Relax the shoulders. Also relax the jaw and the face. Sometimes there's a lot of tension for no good reason. Last two. Good. And then draw the knees in for your lower back stretch. Good. We'll come into a single leg stretch, so you can come right into tabletop from here. And then into curl up. Chin to chest, rib tips, navel to spine. Hold on to one leg, just gently extend the other leg away. 8 of these. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out to swap. 1, 2, 3, 4. Support the head with the hands if need be. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Excellent. Place one foot down and then the other. We'll go into our curl-ups, where you have the hands behind the head again, and then we start with that lengthening of the neck before we actually lift up. Yeah, tiny detail, but really quite important. So we breathe in to lengthen, out to lift, in as we're here, and out to lower back down. Yeah. Remember, you're just trying to shorten the rib-hip connection without imprinting, so you're not doing that. Yeah, we're keeping the pelvis in neutral. Lengthen the neck, breathe in, breathe out, flat up. Breathe into the ribs. Breathe out, lower back down. Lengthen, curl up, stay here, and lower down. Yeah, so it's that lengthening of the neck, curling up, breathe in, and out. Every now and then, just make sure it's not the arms doing the work. Yeah. Good. One more thing you want to be aware of is that as you come up, you draw the navel in. Yes, you have that feeling of the abdominals sort of drawing in, not pushing out. Yeah. Last 2. Good, fabulous. We come into our belly breathing, so find a really comfy position. Yes, always, maybe just extend the legs, or come into your inner thigh stretch. We haven't done that in a while. Or whatever else feels good. Yeah. So again, have your hands on your belly and just above that. Breathe into your belly, let the belly button float up. Breathe out to relax down. Breathe in and out, and just let everything relax each time you breathe out. If you're in this position, let the knees just drop to the floor, let the shoulders be relaxed. Really notice the movement in your center. One more of these. Good. We go into a ribcage breathing, also known as lateral breathing. So you draw the navel in just a tiny bit, and then breathe into your ribcage instead. So focus on your shoulder blades, the back of your rib cage. Send the breath into the sides. Yeah, so this is not going into the shoulders, it's not up here. We're letting the shoulders be relaxed. The navel stays still. One more breath. Good. And then maybe extend arms and legs, have a nice long stretch. Take a nice deep breath in and out and within.